And we're live. Episode number 18. Episode number 18 at 1:55 in the morning. 1:55 in the morning. How you like them apples?
That's how we roll.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. So we had some fights this week, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we had a bunch.
We had LFA. There was the UFC. They also had a card. One Championship had a card where Demetrius Johnson and Eddie Alvarez got some wins, advancing in their little tournaments. What else do we have?
We also had the Dana White's Contender Series.
Woo, buddy.
Number 22.
Yeah, but we got a couple weeks left of that, yeah?
I believe so. I think there's like 3 or 4 more weeks left.
Okay, cool. If you guys didn't notice, my co-host Jonathan is at home, so we're doing the whole video thing. We're gonna try and get like a split screen thing going for the next time that this happens. But from time to time, we do live in different cities. What are we, like 5 away? 5 cities away?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta drive.
5 cities, hour and a half away.
It's sometimes it's painful, but we gotta endure it. So, all right. So Tuesday was Dana White's Contender Series. So let's go ahead and start with that. How did this card unfold?
All right. So our opening bout, we had Rodrigo Nascimento defeating Michael Martinez. Round number 1, due to a submission arm triangle choke.
Oh, snap. Okay,
and that was super sick.
What round did he get it done in?
Numero uno.
Damn. Okay, bout number 2?
Bout number 2, then we had Daniel Rodriguez defeating Rico Farrington. Unanimous decision. There was a 30-27 and 2 29-28s. And
were those boys welterweight or middleweight?
Give me just a second. Let me check my notes here.
I think I remember that they're welterweight, right?
I think so. 170.
Yeah, that's welterweight. See, damn.
Yep.
All right, and so that was the only decision on the card, right?
Yes. Give me just a second. My thing's being all fucking stupid.
I think so. I think
have to reload the page.
I think it was the only decision on the card. I know the next fight. I don't remember their names, but I remember how it fucking ended, and that's really what matters. How the fight ended.
Yep. Tracy Cortez defeating Mariah Agapova. Unanimous decision.
Oh, no, so that wasn't the card. I was thinking about the... it's like Abu...
Alon Cruz?
There you go. I knew it was something with an A. No, go back to the chick fight. That was the girl who, like, her brother died, and then, like, her mom died, and then all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah, a whole bunch of shit happened to her, and she happens to fight out of Phoenix, Arizona. Whoop, whoop. And she won unanimous decision, and it was a big unanimous decision. There was 2 30-26 and 1 29-27. So yeah, she dominated that chick.
Yeah, and that was the girl that came out looking like Joanna Jędrzejczyk, right?
Yeah.
That chick's a bad chick. If she shores up her ground game, she might be something fierce. But for now, what did you say her name was? Tracy? Tracy's the one that gets the win here?
Yes, sir.
All right, and then talk to me about Cruz. Who did he take on?
He defeated Stephen Gwynn.
Not me. Wrong Stephen.
I guess this is going to be the jack of all trade finishes now because of Masvidal.
Right.
Knockout by flying knee in round 3.
Right. And round 3, and this was a fun fight, dude. This was like probably fight of the night. This one was very back and forth. Steven was looking pretty good, applying a lot of forward pressure, really not taking their either foots off the gas pedal. Both these guys' gas tanks are pretty good. But, yeah, out of nowhere, flying knee. I thought that one was pretty good. What else you got?
Our main event for the evening was Aleska Kamer, however you say that, defeating Fabio Charant. Again, flying knee, but with some punches added in there for some extra flair.
Yeah, okay, that was that white guy. That was that white dude.
Yes, it was.
He was fighting that. What was the other guy? Was it the white guy versus the black guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Light heavyweights.
Yeah. Those were some big dudes. I tell you what.
Okay, and then your main event was the heavyweights, right? Your main event of the Dana White's Contender Series, that was heavyweights.
No, that was it.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who was the, wasn't there like a dude with a big ass beard? No? Which Contender Series am I thinking about then? Because there was a big black dude and a big white dude. And the little white dude, or the white dude with the beard, went for a throw, ended up in like full mount and getting his shit wrecked. He was like Turkish or something like that. Am I going crazy?
I think so, bro.
Oh, no good. See what happens when I don't have Jonathan here fucking guiding me through all the fight cards? All right. Contracts. And, who got the contracts then?
Your contract winners are the Rodrigo Nascimento, and Tracy Cortez.
Okay.
And there's one more. I'm trying to find it. Sorry.
Should be 2 more. All the winners got contracts except for that welterweight bout that went the distance. So the Brazilian in the first fight, Tracy, and then the A one. I already forgot his fucking name. Jesus.
Yeah, Alan. I'm calling him Alan Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz. Okay, and then
Cruz and Aleska.
Yeah. So you had 4 contract winners this week, which AC kicked on. So you have 4 contract winners this week again, and I'm not really like shocked at all that welterweight bout that guy didn't get the contract, but he won on Contender Series, so the UFC knows who he is. Dana White knows him on a at least a last name basis, right? So
you would think maybe.
Yeah.
But, hey, you were that one guy that fought it for me at this one place for that one time.
Exactly. So it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Holy crap. But that fight wasn't all that. I've seen better fights. Let's just put it that way. And especially on Contender Series, well, you know what Dana White's looking for. Dana White's looking for killers. Dana White's looking for, that it factor. And if you're going to put on a less than thrilling performance in the Contender Series, I definitely wouldn't expect a contract. And that's not saying that he's a shitty fighter, but if you're going to go on to Dana White's Contender Series, is just come in with that intention to put on a show.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a complete night and day between the Rodriguez and Farrington fight and the Cortez and Agapova fight. Those fights both went the distance, but Tracy, she was fighting to try to get that finish. She wasn't trying to get to the judges' scorecards. Mm-hmm. She was looking for that finish, and I think that's what separated the men, the women from the men, if you will, at least for this week. She was a fucking bulldog, dude. She's trying to get the finish. And the other guy, he was just like, I think he wanted it, but I think he might have been getting a little fatigued as the rounds went on.
Well, plus you get so far ahead, it becomes a game of not getting caught. You know what I mean? This is MMA.
Yeah.
Those are small gloves. You could easily be put into a situation where, it's not. What am I trying to say here? It's just don't get tagged. Don't get hit. Don't get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
You've got this one in the bag because the last thing you need when you're ahead is to get knocked out or to get put on your butt and then subbed. When you're dominating the whole fight, that shit happens,
Exactly.
man. That shit happens. But I don't know. I just think you got to be a little bit more careless, a little bit more trigger happy, a little bit more wild, or something. Just for Dana. I mean that maybe you don't need that shit for like the Ultimate Fighter or like the regional scene. You put a streak together.
Yeah.
And get all that taken care of, and then you're on the UFC's radar, and then maybe they pull you for like a short notice fight, or maybe you just make your debut like how everybody else wants it on a full training camp. But I would say specifically for the Dana White's Contender Series, it's just come in, try to put on a show. Like if you're not that type of fighter,
gotta go for broke.
Yeah, if you're not that type of fighter, maybe this Contender Series ain't for you.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything between the Contender Series and the UFC card this weekend?
We had LFA 73, Lingo versus Hatley.
Okay, now check this out. This card, I was talking to Ryan. He was telling me before, during the weigh-ins, that 5 fighters missed weight. There was fights being scratched. There was catch weights. There was just all kinds of shit going down. And, I can't believe that. I mean, maybe I'd say one person missing weight per card is still, pretty bad. But they had 5. But I will say that they were able to keep this shit together. They were able to keep this card together, and the main event was Solo Hatley Jr. Versus Austin Lingo. That shit was a firecracker of a fight, buddy, for as long as it lasted.
Yeah, all 26 seconds of it.
Yeah, there were a couple fights like that on the LFA 73. So let's go from bottom to top here. In your main card opener, who do we got?
All right, we have Elijah Johns defeating Aaron Webb. Knockout, round 1 at 26 seconds.
Yeah, 26 seconds. Damn.
Yep.
Now, his name's Elijah, right?
Yep.
Okay, Elijah Johns is former LFA bantamweight champion Miles Johns. Miles is his older brother, and he just won a fight on the Contender Series, and he's now in the UFC. So, I mean, that's a badass brother you got there, buddy. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah, big things are going to happen for him. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's got the name, and then he's got the the power and the exciting fights to back it up. I would be hard pressed to find somebody more skilled than that guy as young as he is, because I think he's only 24. It's pretty rare at that age to have somebody who's that promising, and he comes from a good camp. The kid's putting guys away in a matter of seconds. I mean, yeah, this dude, good things are coming his way as long as he keeps that shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
All right, bout number 2. Who you got?
All right, our next fight we had Brant Moore defeating Edmilson Freitas. Unanimous decision. 29, 28s all across the board.
Ooh, okay. I'm only yawning because it's it's after 2 o'clock in the morning over here, Mountain Standard Time, Arizona time. Because how do we feel about time zones?
We still don't give a fuck. We get our shit done.
Right? Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out there.
I didn't know if you wanted me to go ahead and go on to bout number 3, or if we were going to talk a little bit about Brant Moore and his win.
No, I'd rather go on about number 3.
All right, and what was the most weirdest decision, I guess, to everybody, including this guy right here?
Uh-huh.
All right, so we had Kyle Estrada defeating Cody Freeman.
Okay, hold on real quick. Let me stop you right there because it's Kyle the Hoosier Estrada versus Cody Hoosier. Bison Freeman.
Yeah, I had the names written down. I didn't say.
Well, see, I remember these guys because we actually interviewed both of them before this fight.
Yes, we did.
Okay, and both these guys, really, really decent guys. You know, they gave pretty good interviews, and I was actually like kind of shocked when I heard that Bison was one of the guys that missed weight.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? I guess everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Including the bantamweights. All right, so this fight was largely played out on the feet. You had Kyle coming forward, a lot of kicks, a lot of leg kicks. His striking was on point. You know, he was slipping and moving and, rolling with the punches coming his way. So he was looking pretty good. The gas started to fade, end of round 2, and it end of round 3. But still, I had it a clear cut, 30-27 at best, for the Hoosier. And we get this odd majority decision. Why don't you let the listeners or the viewers know what the fuck? I'm still baffled.
Okay. All right. Everybody judges things like everybody has their own what's the word I'm looking for?
Criteria.
Criteria, perception. They see things differently than other people. I guess me and this judge are going to be made fun of for the rest of our life.
Well, at least you're owning it.
Because, I kind of was giving Cody Freeman round 2 until they took that point away. And so I think that's probably where that tie came in, was that judge was going to give Bison that second round like I was. And to me, personally, Kyle, he was bringing the pressure and stuff, but I feel that Cody was kind of maintaining, his shit a little bit better. He was kind of honing his strikes a little bit better, but that's just my opinion. I still had Kyle winning, but I did give Cody that second round.
Yeah.
Before the point deduction.
Like I said, 30-27 at best, and then you're telling me that there's, or I guess I should say you're reminding me that there was a point taken. So you're probably looking at at a 30-26 at best. So yeah, there's no way. And I'm not saying that Bison was, dominated or like embarrassed or any stretch of that. What I'm saying is Kyle, the Hoosier Estrada, okay, he won all 3 rounds. That's what I'm saying. He won all 3 rounds, and then you get this weird majority decision. I don't know. And Twitter went nuts. Twitter went absolutely nuts.
Oh yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. You catch us live tweeting most of these events. I think the only ones that we don't really live tweet are the Contender Series because we're busy with the radio show, right?
Exactly. and it's really hard to try to keep up with all that and trying to make sure that we live tweet. It's insane.
Right? Yeah, it gets pretty difficult, and you got to keep track of everything that's happening on Twitter, and so I mostly like to stick around. I like to stick to results, or if like something like crazy happened, just because like it just like it all piles up on top of each other, and I try to focus on the fights, if you know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
but anyways, let's continue with LFA because there was lots of tweeting on this.
Oh yeah. So our next bout we got Victor. Oh god, I'm gonna.
Altamirano.
Victor Altamirano defeating Joao Antonio Camilo Neto.
Yes, Zhao. Like when you stub your toe, you go Zhao. That hurts.
I'm gonna probably start doing that shit now. Thanks.
Altamirano, probably. Where the fuck did this guy come from? First of all, okay, he was making his LFA debut. Dude plays a mean fucking cello, okay, and I can relate to that because I used to play cello way back in the day. This kid looked fucking awesome, man, and he was 2 steps ahead, and like really, really, really exciting to watch. And I just listening to the guy talk, I didn't get that vibe. You know what I mean? I did not get that vibe at all. But apparently this dude's a badass. And new fan right here. You got a new fan.
Yeah, just based off of appearance, I thought I saw this fight go in a completely different direction. I was completely blown away. And I wonder if he could have actually like finished the fight at some points.
Yeah.
But he chose not to. And I don't know if that's maybe arrogance or maybe it was just like, nah, I don't feel like finishing. Well, I'll just see. I'll kind of hone my skills or whatever, or maybe put on a show, if you will.
No, I don't think so. I think most fighters would prefer the finish. I'm not sure if LFA still gives out bonuses for finishes or not. I know that they had a company that would come in and give bonuses. So, but I can't imagine a fighter's like, no, I want to go the distance, because you could literally like lose. Why take a chance?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? So, but it just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover or by the way it sounds. So
exactly.
I guess now we're including audiobooks. I don't know. But yeah, no, the dude was badass. Pretty dominant. Anytime the script was flipped, he was able to get things back into his ball court, and yeah, the transitions were sick. He was good on the ground. Really, really, really technical with his striking. I think they might have said like he was Taekwondo black belt or some shit like that. I don't know, but like I said, count me in. I want to see this guy fight again.
Yeah, me too.
All right, man.
I was going to try to say something witty, but it left my head. Sorry.
No worries. Okay, so let's move on to the co-main event. We had Haley. What's her last name?
Haley Cowan. Defeating Jessica Middleton.
Personal jinx, bitch. You owe me soda.
A 3-piece in the soda?
I will not say no. I will not say no. So Jessica Middleton, she fought for Bellator 5 times. Okay, so she's a 5-time Bellator vet. She's also a 500 fighter, but the Bellator experience, you would think 10 fights in her pro career, 5 of those being in Bellator. She's really experienced. And Haley Cowan at the time was 3-1, I think. 3-1 or 4-1, something like that, going into this contest. So, I mean, you would assume, just looking at their records and experience and whatnot, that Middleton would definitely have the edge. And she was kind of coming in with the chip on her shoulder. Oh shit! I ate that. My bad. She was coming in with a chip on her shoulder, and coming in with like a little bit of swag, a little bit of smack talk, hoping to derail the hype train that is Haley Cowan. And how did it go? How did this fight play out, man?
Oh, dude, it was a complete disaster for Middleton. Cowan, dude, she came in. She was given the nice body kicks. Her movement was fantastic. I call it I guess everyone calls it this, but the stick and move. She was so quick. She'd get in there, pop a couple shots off, step back, circle around, come in, give a couple shots, and then pop back. I counted 4 takedowns. She had some ground and pound, and she threw some good elbows, and while they were in the clinch.
Yeah, I really was enjoying her clinch work. And when she took the fight to the ground, she was in complete control. And Middleton's a big girl. These guys are fighting at what, flyweight? 125 pounds?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Jessica's not a small chick, so pretty interesting fight. And this fight was actually supposed to be the featured bite. What the fuck? The featured bout, because I was trying to say bout and fight at the same time, so it came out bite. Okay, fucking fight me. I don't give a shit. Anyway, so I guess we probably should have led with this in the LFA, right? It was dubbed Mal's versus Yanez 2. How the fuck did we forget this shit, right? This is kind of like one of the main storylines going into this card. This was Yanez's second pro fight. He lost to Mal's. Okay, and that was about 5 years ago. And now both of them are two the top guys in the bantamweight division over at LFA. There's no champ right now because Miles Johns just punched his ticket to the UFC. So this was kind of like a number one contender bout. This was like for title contention, man. And Miles misses weight by 6 pounds or 6.4 pounds or something like that. It was too heavy for them to allow it to be okay. And according to the broadcast, due to the weight discrepancy, the Yanez team decided that they weren't going to do that. So, and that's well within their right. You know what I mean? The dude fucking missed weight. You shouldn't have to fight the guy. You guys both signed a contract at a certain weight. God damn, I need to stop judo chopping this table. You signed the contract that you were going to fight at X weight, right? And then you come in at Y weight, and it's like, nah, I agreed to X. I didn't agree to Y. So you can Z yourself out of here. You see what I did there? You see what I did? Damn. Anyway, so that bumped Solo Hatley Jr. and Austin Lingo, who was originally your co-main event. So now they're your main event. Haley Cowan and Jessica Middleton, your new co-main event. And Cowan takes a dominant decision. She tried to end this fight, especially in like the last 10 seconds of round 3. That one's when she was going pretty nuts, right?
Yeah, she was going ham. Okay.
It wasn't enough, but she did get the decision there. 30-27s, 30-26s, something like that?
Yeah, 30-27 all across.
Okay. So pretty dominant, co-main event. It looks like, both of these girls probably still got some work to do to get to that, get to that next level. But, Haley Cowan really showing some promise. And she's a really popular chick over in Texas. So, I mean, she's still relatively new to the game, so she's got a lot of, time, on her side to work on the things that she needs to work on as I stroke the table. You can't see it because you're not here, but I'm stroking the table. Anyways, so that kind of got us ready for this main event. Now, in this main event, now remember, this was originally your co-main event, which would have set up Yanez versus Mal's 2, which would have been fucking awesome. Like, I would still like to see this fight at some point. If, if they don't get matched up, again, it's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, I understand that these two were probably on the cusp of, moving on to a bigger organization or, you know, something like that. And I do hope that maybe something like that happens to one of these guys in the future, you know. And I will rule out any type of injury for Yanez. I was talking to him after the fact, and you know, he was telling me that, you know, he doesn't want to get booked right away. You know, if LFA has something cool, if not, you know, then he's just gonna kind of sit and wait and see what happens, you know. But he's close to his phone. But he was, you know, and so I was asking him, I was like, was there like an injury going on, or like what happened? And he goes, no injury. So he's not injured. He's good to go. I think he's just waiting for a call. So hopefully he gets that call. What's that?
Well, not you. I said call him, but not you.
I was going to say, dude, it's fucking like 2:30 in the morning. Like, I don't need Yanez knocking on my door to whoop my ass, okay? Let's not do that. But I did, however, invite him to, you know, kind of kick my ass the next time he's in Arizona. So hopefully we get that scheduled. Now, this main event, I should say this main half a minute. Because...
Yeah, well, not even. It was a quarter of a minute. I actually have down in my notes that it ended at 25 seconds of the first round.
Okay, well, that's a quarter. That's 25 cents. 25 cents is a quarter of a dollar, but 25 seconds is closer to half a minute, fool. So, yeah, Austin Lingo, Solo Hatley Jr., neither of these guys take a backward step. Both of these guys are in your face, really strong dudes. Man, I don't know what else you can say except for, wow, Austin Lingo's got some fucking power, bro. I thought Solo was dead.
Dude, yeah, I think whoever was going to get hit with that whoever was throwing the third punch, that's who I said was going to win. Because as soon as they came out, dude, it was just banging and all kinds of shit. And just, fucking nuts, dude. Just fucking nuts.
Yeah, fucking nuts is right. Fireworks, fire, violence, whatever you want to call it, man. You got 25 seconds of it. You know, Solo's a little explosive dude. You know, he's got a little bit of swagger. You know, he also was coming in with a little chip on his shoulder, saying that he's Solo for a reason. He's the only one that ever do it. So I kind of like that line. Plus, the dude was coming in with like Oreo pants and lucky fucking, I don't know, Bob's Burgers socks or something like that. There was some cartoon characters on his socks.
Family Guy.
Whatever.
Family Guy.
Same difference. And all those cartoons are the fucking same to me, dude. They're just fucking like recycled, regurgitated cartoons. That's what they are. Fight me. But yeah, I really dug the Oreo pants though, because my favorite creamer like in the world right now is that ID Oreo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So if you're into coffee and you're into creamer, both of them together, you should check that shit out. They're trying to pick up an ID sponsor over here. Yeah, so LFA, even with, you know, all the hits they took, to all the weight misses and everything, they're still able to put on a fucking phenomenal card. I was thoroughly impressed because, man, that's a lot of fucking shots that card took, and it still was pretty fucking good, man. And now they're going to take a couple weeks off, and we will have LFA 74 until like mid-August or something like that. So hopefully we can get some more interviews in. I'm already talking to Ryan, and we're going to hopefully be setting those things up here pretty soon. I'll actually be reaching out to him tomorrow, which will be Sunday, because, you know, I think he's busy on Saturdays. You couldn't see that, but it was a giant wink. Anyway.
Real quick before we move on from LFA, I did hear a cool little, I guess, stat, if you will.
What you got?
LFA has put 57 fighters in the UFC in 2.5 years.
And that's not including Bellator. That's not including one championship.
Yeah.
their welterweight champion, James Nakashima, he recently signed to one championship. He just picked up a win. I think it was, just a couple days ago, the last event. So they're throwing fighters everywhere. I mean, it's not just a launching pad for the UFC. It's a launching pad for all major organizations. The women have fought in Invicta. I've seen fighters cross over to Bellator from LFA. They've gone to PFL. Look at the guy Damon Jackson, who hopefully we'll get with sometime this week. He was a legacy champion. He won his title from Leonard Garcia, and he was springboarded into the UFC. Spun out, came back to LFA, fought for the title, didn't go his way, and then fought like 5-6 fights in a row, and then got to PFL. So, I mean, they're PFL, Bellator, one championship. I mean, you name it, the UFC, I mean, LFA sent them everywhere. So, LFA is definitely the organization that you would want to be in if you're trying to elevate your career for sure.
Exactly.
And they don't pay us to say that. They don't pay us at all, as a matter of fact. But, I mean, the springboard it's evident. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, just seeing those numbers, I was like, holy shit! I would have never thought to even like look at that kind of a stat. But yeah, that kind of blew my mind, and I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, LFA, Legacy Fighting Championships, is the combination of Resurrection Fighting Alliance and Legacy Fighting Championships. Ed Soares started RFA, and Mick Maynard was the guy for Legacy. Mick Maynard went over to the UFC when Joe... I forget what his last name is. It's fucking been so long since he's fucking worked for the UFC. Well, the matchmaker retired, and so Mick Maynard went to go matchmake for the UFC, and then RFA and Legacy kind of like merged, and then you got LFA. So these guys, they've sent so many fighters to, just look at the event. Why am I still hearing that? Look at the event from today, as a matter of fact. Legacy, LFA, or RFA, just the Access TV fights had 6 fighters on the UFC card tonight. 6 of the fighters that fought tonight were from Access TV. So, I mean, damn, that's a lot.
Whatever the fuck that was on my computer screen. Sorry.
I don't know. But, so yeah, enough sucking on LFA's nuts over here. We gotta, kind of let go and move on to something else before we actually start getting paid. But all that's left is a UFC card, right?
Yes, sir. UFC on ESPN 5, UFC
Newark,
Newark, New Jersey, UFC, whatever the fuck, Covington versus Lawler, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're going to talk about right now.
Yeah, so I was just calling it UFC Newark because that's just how I do. The whole card was on big ESPN, so I've got DirecTV, so that was channel 206. And I woke up just in time. The fights for us were on at 9 o'clock in the morning. That was your first prelim. And they ended maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay. So, this fight card was okay. I mean, it wasn't, stacked with names and ranked fighters or anything of that sort, but the pace wasn't so bad, but it was just in the middle of the day, and I loved it. I loved waking up just in time to see the fights. So I had my cup of coffee, I'm watching fights, I'm live tweeting, I'm doing all that shit, and I was done in the afternoon. I was ready to record this 12 hours ago. I was ready to go, but this guy over here had an impromptu band practice, and all kinds of shit. So we're doing it at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. Yay.
Well, I actually thought that the card was going to start later. What I'm going to start doing is previewing if there's anything going on like super early in the morning, so that way I do not agree to anything that I guess hinders this. Because I thought it was on at 3 in the afternoon.
No, that's when it ended.
Yeah, that's when it ended. So I was like, fuck it. But hey, I was done by like 6.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. So I think what will help, definitely for sure, going forward, is finding a house in Tucson. That would make things the easiest. For sure. For sure. Just.
Well, I gotta stop being broke first.
You hear that? He's a broken man.
I need a house.
I got one. You guys could just live in here. You guys could just live in here. The kids could share the closet. I'm pretty sure we could just put a bed right here instead of a table.
Yeah.
You could use this block as a pillow. I don't fucking know. I think we could make it work. But, yeah, so UFC Newark. Let's go ahead and start from the bottom, work our way to the top.
All right, our opening bout. We have some flyweights in the women's division. Miranda Granger defeating Hannah Goldie. Unanimous decision, 30-27s all across.
Yeah, this was Hannah, right? Hannah Granger?
Hannah Goldie. Hannah 24K Goldie.
Okay, so Hannah Goldie.
Miranda Danger Granger.
Okay, so there's 2 dangers on the card. Okay, and they were both flyweights. How you like them apples? Both these girls fight at straw weight. Okay? And I thought I turned these off, but I'm still, 808ing it. I thought I shouldn't be getting them like that. That's crazy. Anyway, sorry. And we're not going to edit that out. That's going to stay in. Both these girls fight at straw weight. They took this fight at flyweight. It was probably because I'm assuming it was probably on short notice for both girls. So you can definitely tell Goldie it was not a fit for flyweight. She's too short, man. She's too short, and that's a lot of reach that she was giving up. And she looked extremely gun shy. She could not pull the trigger. Not really 100% sure what was going on in her head, especially going in the 3rd round when she's definitely down 2 rounds. I don't understand corners that are not telling her, go out there and get finished or finish her, because either way you're losing this fight. So why does it matter?
I don't know what was going on with her. It was almost kind of like she was trying to bring the pressure, but she wasn't like too aggressive with it. Like, yeah, she was kind of moving forward, but she wasn't really being that aggressive fighter that I thought that she was going to be.
Okay, and then who do we got after that?
Our second fight, we have Claudio Silva defeating Cole Williams. He beat him by submission with a rear naked choke. I called it a neck crank because it didn't really look like that, but it's whatevs. And he got it done in round 1 at 2 minutes 35 seconds.
Yeah, was it under the chin?
I think it was on the chin.
Yeah. So, you can. I think the neck crank is when they have like the head like to the side and they're cranking on the neck. You know what I mean? Something like that. What is that? There's something on my roof over there. Y'all can't see it, but there's something on my roof. I think it's a bug.
Dude, I almost looked up like, oh, what is it? I'm like, not even at your house. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, really, if you look up, I mean, if your head was right here where you're looking, you'd probably see it. But I'll kill it later. Claudio Silva, plagued with injuries, says he's healthy, ready to go, defeats a guy who hasn't been defeated in like 10 years in Cole Williams. Dude was making his UFC debut looked pretty big. What are these guys? Welterweights? 170, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, both these guys look pretty big, especially Williams. So I'm not really sure how he was making that weight, but made weight nonetheless. Claudio Silva calling out for more competition here. I say give it to him. I mean, the dude's, I think he's 4-0 in the UFC. So, and he's got, some decent wins on his record, and Cole Smith just adds to it. Cole Smith. Was it Cole Smith? What's his name?
Cole Williams.
Ooh, Cole Williams. My bad. Hold on. We're going to have to make a slight adjustment here. So, you'll see me get up.
Well, while you do that, our third fight of the night, we had Lauren Murphy defeating Mara Romero Borella. She defeated her by TKO with a knee and elbows. That was one lucky knee. I guess she lives up to her name, man.
No, that was perfectly placed. That was perfectly placed. It was beautiful to watch. And, on the Ultimate Fighter, Lauren was probably not one of the most likable people. Okay, but the Ultimate Fighter, you got to understand, that's a pressure cooker situation, man. Like, you don't get a phone, you don't get a computer, you don't get a tablet. I mean, kids today would not survive this. Okay, they would not survive the Ultimate Fighter. You could drink, you could play pool, you could swim, and you can talk by a fighter. That's it. That's all you have for hobbies. So, she may not have been that likable of a person on the Ultimate Fighter, but I was really happy that she got the win today, man, and she got the finish. I mean, you could just tell that, goddamn, man, she's been fucking wanting this for a while. So it was actually pretty cool to see. And she's trained here over at the lab in Glendale, Arizona. So, much respect to that girl. I'm happy for her. And,
Yeah, I think I think it was at like middle of the first round, when they first got into the clinch. I think if Barrera would have threw some knees, even though Lauren had her hands to kind of block, I think if Barrera threw some of those knees, I think it might have been a different story. But maybe she was just a little gun shy. Maybe she didn't have. Maybe she didn't see have the right angle or something. I don't know, but.
Yeah, I'll say that Lauren was definitely the slower fighter. She was definitely the slower fighter, but she still found a way to get it done. It was a pretty close fight, so I don't know where the judges were going to go with that one had it gone to the cards. But Lauren said, not today, Satan, not today. All right, and then after these flyweights get down, we had another pair of flyweights, right?
Yes. We had Matt Schnell from Louisiana defeating Jordan Espinoza.
Yeah, how'd your wife feel about that?
I told her, and she was like, "Ooh, another Louisiana fighter." I'm like, "Yeah," and she goes, "Cool," and that's all I kind of got.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's pretty much about the reaction I would expect.
Yeah. And then she went back to her little game on the phone or whatever the hell she was doing. I don't remember what she was doing. But he won via triangle choke. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's the second time he set it up that way too. His last fight was against Louis Smolka. Both 25ers, but they fought at 35 for that fight. And he used the same fucking setup, the same finish, same everything. So obviously it's his bread and fucking butter, because fucking literally it was like boop, done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And this was the second fastest submission. My God, second fastest submission in the flyweight division at 1 minute and 23 seconds.
Ooh, it's out of your ear. Holy shit. Anyway, yeah. So flyweights can finish. Okay, flyweights can finish. And Matt Schnell, I think he's now like won 4 or 5 fights in a row, something like that. And yeah, one of them was at bantamweight, but it was against another fucking flyweight. I mean, give me a break. I don't know why that fight was over at bantamweight anyway. But, yeah, Schnell, the dude's getting better every time he steps into the cage. So, I think the time would be now to take that guy out. You know what I mean? Because if he gets 1 or 2 more fights, that's going to be a dangerous guy, man. You know, they don't call him danger for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
See what I did there? All right, and after Schnell put on a show, who do we got?
We have Valentina's sister, Antonina Shevchenko, defeating Lucy Pudilova via rear naked choke in round 2 at 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Antonina, the striker, getting the sub here, huh? That's the first submission of her career, no?
Yes, it is.
That's right. I think that's dangerous. That's fucking dangerous, dude. If I believe she calls herself La Pantera, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If she gets any better at wrestling, any better at jiu-jitsu, fuck. You're not going to want to fuck around with these Shevchenko girls, man. God damn, dude.
Way.
No way. I mean, they're cute, but is it worth it? Is it worth getting the shit kicked out of you? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, damn, these girls are good, man. So, that was pretty cool. I was actually, like, kind of surprised to see her go for that arm bar. And then, you know, she gets that fucking rear naked choke, and the ref, like, was kind of late on that stoppage, man. He was kind of late on that. But that happened a few times tonight, so at least it wasn't the only time it happened. But, I mean, you kind of don't want to see it at all, right? Yeah, sure. It happening to other fighters and other referees is probably good for that ref, and, you know, oh, well, I wasn't the only one. But, yeah, there shouldn't be only one. There shouldn't be none. I mean, there should be none. Shouldn't be none. What the fuck am I saying? It's obviously late. Okay, yeah, so she looked good. And then, let's see, we move on to Kennedy versus Stojic, right?
No, that was, we got one more fight, and it's the main preliminary fight.
But I don't think it was. Okay, so according to the way the broadcast was set up, Kennedy versus Stojic was not part of the main card because Bruce Buffer and the whole main card didn't start till after that, which I thought was very weird because according to the flyer and everything that I had read, Kennedy Stojic was supposed to be the first fight on the main card. But I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe there was a miscommunication when the flyer was made, or maybe the broadcast was going too fast, so they had to do some filler, and they just said, "Fuck it, we'll throw in that fight." I'm not really 100% sure, but who was the main prelim according to the flyer then?
Mickey Gall, and he defeated Salem.
Mickey, you're so bad, you blow my mind, Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
Mickey almost got himself DQ'd, so he's lucky on that.
Yes. I mean, yes, he probably shouldn't have thrown that knee, but I mean, it didn't do anything. I saw it land on the shoulder, but I was at a bad angle. The ref had a better angle than me. Too. The ref had a better angle than me. Did they actually show a different angle?
I don't believe they did, but I mean, I saw it hit the shoulder and then probably kind of graze up a little bit, but I don't even think it hit him in the head at all. Yeah, so I mean, knees to the shoulder, I'm cool with, man. I'm cool with that 100%. As a matter of fact, I encourage it. Because that would hurt. Not to me. Oh, yeah.
Don't knee my shoulder. You know what I mean? Don't do that. My shoulders are bad.
Don't give me any ideas now.
You can't even. Your knee can't get up here, bro. Come on.
Hey, I'll do it. We'll film it.
Put your sausage fingers down. Okay. So Mickey Gall takes a unanimous decision from, what was this kid's name?
Salim Tuari.
Yeah, okay. That guy. So,
Yeah.
Mickey didn't look too bad, though. Mickey didn't look too bad. His forward pressure, he was throwing some heat. And then his takedowns and his ground game, they're only getting better. I think he learned a lot in his loss to Diego Sanchez a couple months ago, and he did call for the rematch after the win here. And I don't see him getting it. He says that he was sick, and blah blah blah. Like, I don't like when fighters make excuses. Like, just you were beat, move on. If you want to get that one back, just be like, okay, I just want that one back. Don't give excuses to why you lost. Just say, I'm not going to be satisfied until I get that one back. I would respect that a lot more. So,
and he'd probably get the fight a lot more too. Like, it probably would have looked a little bit better.
Okay, and then Kennedy versus Stojic. This was an interesting fight. So there was 3 groin strikes. Okay, and I think there was almost 1 per round. And there was probably more that didn't get called by the ref. But, so this fight ends in, like... So, had the points not getting taken, I think Stojic probably walks away with the decision here. But since he had points taken in rounds 2 and 3, and the last kick to the groin... That was the hardest one he took, dude.
I felt that one. I was like, ooh. I would have been like, I'm done. I'll take the DQ. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, he kept fighting, though.
I kept feeling my balls. I would have been like, I'm done.
He kept fighting. I know he'll be looking for a new cup come Monday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Because that one's probably done. But for sure, I don't understand how fighters can even continue to fight. I wouldn't even continue to breathe, let alone fight. I just don't understand it. Like, that takes balls. Like, no pun intended. Like, that takes balls, man. So, needless to say, it was an interesting bout. Kennedy really not showcasing much, except for his pressure and his toughness. He took a lot of kicks. His legs were getting chewed up, but that didn't.
Yeah, they were.
That didn't force him to take any steps backward here. Stojic probably needs to work on his leg kicks a little bit, so he's not, throwing dick kicks.
Yeah, I know. It's a leg kick, not a dick kick, dude. Come on.
Exactly. Sorry, man. What was I gonna say? But I really did enjoy, the ref taking his time in between groin strikes. I can't believe I have to say that. But he took his time. He gave the fighter extra time to recover. And you know what? Stojic benefited from the time.
Yeah.
He benefited. Is that a word? Benefit?
It
sounds like a drug. Sounds like a drug.
It cost hundreds of dollars.
Right? He benefited from the groin strike in that he got to take some time off. And sometimes fighters, they'll come back early from a groin strike, and it's like, no, man, no, you don't. Take your time, shake it out. Like, I don't care if it looks weird. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Just do what you got to do. So, he finishes the end of the third round. He finishes the round, and the card, it goes to decision. And like I said, had the groin strikes not happen, Stojic could probably get the win. And that's probably why you saw his reaction to them saying Kennedy got the win. I mean, look, he could have taken the DQ win. He really could have. And he chose not to. So I guess the lesson learned for Stojic is don't kick your opponent on the balls, right?
Pretty much, I guess that's all it takes. Don't kick anyone on the balls.
All right, and then after that, who we got?
We have Scott Hot Sauce Boltzmann defeating Donghyun Maestro. I'm going to call him Maestro because that's just a mouthful. So, Holtzman won via TKO doctor stoppage because Maestro could not see out of his left fucking eye because it was the size of a goddamn potato.
Interesting that you went with potato instead of like a golf ball, a baseball, or some type of sports ball. But
it's because that shit was huge.
Well, grapefruits are bigger than potatoes, bruv.
Well, it was shaped like a potato, so that's why I went with potato.
Hey, you know what? That's going to be the norm going forward. You know, man, that guy's eye was the size of the potato. All right, so Scotty getting it done, man, and looking good. He got put on his butt. But look, man, this guy, he's a hockey player. You know, he wasn't a fighter. He was a fucking hockey player. So him coming in and getting to this level and still showing improvements and looking good, doing it, Scotty getting it done, man, getting it done. It was only a matter of time before he was going to put Maestro out. I do believe that. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
That was a fire fight, and Scotty needs to have less of those, but, you know, continue with the finishes, man, because that shit was beautiful. Who do we got after that?
All right, our next fight is Gerald Mearshart defeating Trevin Giles via guillotine choke. And Giles went night-night.
Yeah, Giles was, I believe it's Giles.
Giles. Yeah.
Giles!
Giles!
So, this fight was not the firecracker I thought it was going to be. Mearshart was extremely content to play this fight out on the ground, whether he was in the dominant position or not. I think he has a lot of confidence in his ground skills, knowing that even if he's the one that gets taken down or he's the one that ends up in the bottom position, he's going to be able to either reverse the position or get the finish or just, you know, turn things over to a more dominant position and get the win on the scorecards that way. He did have a couple opportunities to end the fight, but he couldn't get it done until the third round. And like you said, Giles, he was lights were off, and nobody was home.
Yeah.
I mean, the ref was checking, and I think the ref missed the tap there. And then, what a fucking beautiful sight to see. As soon as the fight is over, fucking Mearshart is over there fucking elevating homie's legs. All fucking class. So, Mearshart, I'm gonna have a beer just for you, because that one was fucking good, man. Not only was it a dope-ass finish, but you're just fucking all kinds of respect thrown to your opponent's way. That's just really fucking cool to see. I'm digging it. Okay, and then after Giles goes night-night?
All right, we had another crazy fight. I'm going to butcher these names. We had Nasrat Paris defeating Joaquim Silva via knockout punches.
Yeah, Joaquim Silva versus Nasrat, and I'm not even going to attempt the last name because...
Yeah.
Nope, not doing that. And Nasrat, I think he's 24. I believe that was his first knockout in the UFC. He trains over at TriStar with the likes of GSP, Rory, all those dudes. I don't know if Rory's still there. You know, he's got OAM. OAM trains over there. Lots of killers, man. TriStar's still like one of the top gyms in the world. And this kid looks pretty fucking promising. And he's super young. And he's just that skilled. You could see in the first round, he wasn't really... Because this went 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
In the first round, you could just see him collecting information. Just, you know, throwing and seeing what's going to happen. And then just, you know, calculating. Come the second round, he already knows what he's going to do. That's a smart fighter. That's a high fight IQ. IQ. Gets the knockout.
Basically setting up what you got to do.
What was that?
basically setting up like what he had to do to get it done in the second round.
Yeah, and it was beautiful, man. Put the guy out. And Silla's a tough dude. Okay, he's a tough dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a big guy. Do you see him? He's all fucking like...
Yeah.
Whoa! That shit was crazy. But it was a beautiful knockout. I'm sure it probably netted a bonus. But we're not there yet, so don't you even think about it. I want to kind of do those at the end. But it was a beautiful knockout by Nasrat, and hopefully soon I'll nail down that last name. Shout out to Dominic Capone. So, who do we got next?
Our next fight is the co-main event of the evening. We had Jim A10 Miller defeating Clay the Carpenter Guida via guillotine choke in round 1 at 58 seconds.
Yeah, and that's literally the total opposite of the way that I saw this fight playing out. I thought this fight was going to be 3 rounds of fucking bloody war, because that's what these guys are fucking known for, is they're 3-round wars. And we get a sub-minute sub. How crazy is that? Yeah. And Guida cracks Miller. Miller fucking, oh shit, he's on fucking rubber legs. And then he cracks Guida, and Guida's, he's on fucking rubber legs. And he fucking waddles right into that fucking guillotine, and boop. And that's it. Mm-hmm. He went night-night. Man.
Yeah.
Man, it was cool, but just not what I expected. And you gotta fucking love Jim Miller, man. Dude battles Lyme disease, and is still one of the best fighters on planet Earth.
Yes.
Racking up all kinds of history in this lightweight division. In the UFC, as a matter of fact. In the UFC, he's making history. Not just his division, but for the whole company. And he's exciting, man. It's good shit. It's good shit, man.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm going to get some really good notes on this. I'm going to be able to talk a lot about it. And nope, that's not how it went.
Yeah, it probably goes like this. They circle, they feint. Oh, shit. Guida cracks Miller. Oh, shit. Miller cracks Guida. Oh, shit. Is he awake? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's probably how that would go. So, it wasn't much of a co-main event because of the time. Not because, it was shitty, because it was obviously amazing. Anytime you get Guida or Miller in there, it's going to be a fun fight. This was just, a short fun fight.
Yeah. It was still worth it, though. I loved every...
Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. You loved every second?
All 58 seconds of it.
All right, well, that's okay. You want to know why? Because the main event had us covered. If you wanted, a super long technical fight that was going to be exciting, this main event delivered, man. And say what the fuck you want about Colby Covington, okay? I'm not a big fan of his character. Okay, but what I am a big fan of... Oh, shit, I 808'd it, my bad. What I am a big fan of is the way this guy fucking fights. Okay? The way he fights. He's built for 5 rounds. He's not built for 3. Fuck fighting him in 3 rounds. You don't have the pace for that. He'll run you over.
No way.
And this wasn't Lawler's first time going 5 rounds. But... I was like, okay, so at the end of the 4th round, right? I'm like, okay, this is just fucking absolutely crazy. Lawler's not doing anything. And then I remember Rory Lawler, round 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, like, all the other times I had seen Lawler in round 5, and I'm just like, oh, what if he's just waiting until the 5th round to show his final form? It never came out, though. It never
did.
He didn't go like Super Saiyan, or maybe he was just like looking for Saiyan 3, but he was only going just, regular, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a bummer, because you want Lawler to win. Okay, you want Lawler to win.
Yeah.
who doesn't love Robbie Lawler? Okay, that's one fighter that I could say, like, he doesn't have a character, right? He just doesn't have one. He's Robbie Lawler. He's super genuine, and he's like one of the most exciting guys to watch in the 170-pound division. And he didn't look it tonight. He really didn't. But that's because Colby is so good at pressure, takedowns, and fucking accumulation. He's so good at those three fucking things that it's enough to stifle some of the best guys in the world. Okay? This guy made Robbie Lawler look average. He made Damian Maia look like a punk. I mean, he put the pace on those Anjos. I mean, this guy just... Oh, I can't wait to see him versus Usman. Okay? Because...
Yeah, that's going to be a great fucking fight.
I don't care what you say. I love George Masvidal. Or Jorge. Or Gamebred. Or whatever you guys want to call him. 3-piece in a soda. I bought the fucking shirt. I bought the fucking shirt. I have it. Okay? But I can't see this dude fight for a title on a 2-fight win streak. Okay? Yes, the guy has put in a fucking hell of a career, and that should amount to something. But it's not like... I don't know. Had he held the strap at one point in time? Okay, sign me up. But right now, there's a guy that's on a fucking like... I think Colby is now on an 8-fight win streak. Or is it 9 fights? What is the fucking win streak here? Because that is super important. Also, a side note, while he's looking that up, I actually saw a recent interview. Now, look, it's no secret. Colby, Gamebred, those two are tight. Okay? They're like best buddies. Right? But I saw an interview where Colby was saying they were Batman and Robin, and that Colby was Batman, and that Gamebred is Robin. Now, I don't know about you, but I kind of wouldn't be calling my best friend Robin, especially in the fight game. Here with me and you, yes, okay, I would be Batman, you would be Robin, but that's because I know this much, and you're the MMA white belt. At the MMA white belt, give this guy a follow, huh? But
that's right.
You know what I mean? That like there's levels to this, and I'm obviously a higher level MMA fan than you, right? I mean that's not a secret. So me saying I would be Batman and you being Robin, like that's not an insult because that's factual, okay? But Colby calling Gamebred 808, sorry, Colby calling Masvidal Robin, like, come on, bro, where's the respect? Why can't you be Captain America and he be Iron Man? Yeah,
I think that would have been a little bit better analogy, if you will.
Yeah, but he would definitely have to be Iron Man because Iron Man's a prick.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
And speaking of pricks, I don't know why I said that. Covington is on a 7-fight win streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, with the win over Lawler, he's on a 7-fight win streak.
Really? I thought it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, but his overall record is 15-1. So, I mean,
okay, so
that's
maybe
pretty fucking good in my book.
Yeah. But I mean, there's just so many guys that are on hot streaks right now, and I know that a lot of them don't have the names title. Look, Easy dos Santos, okay, Santiago Ponzinibbio, what's the black dude, the black British guy? What's his name? The one that got hit by the 3-piece in the soda, Leon Edwards.
Oh, yeah, Leon
Edwards. These guys are all, so you got like 4 guys that are at least on a 5-fight win streak or higher in the welterweight division. And then you got Jorge Masvidal on a 2-fight win streak. Now look, given his wins, they were super fucking impressive, okay? Now I'm not knocking him. I loved him. Okay,
Mm.
you know, but I can't see those 2 wins, as spectacular as they were, being enough to get you a title shot. Sorry, I just don't see it. Especially when there's all these guys that are streaks ahead, man. It's just I can't see it. I can't see it.
Well, wasn't Covington also? I don't know, like how this changed or whatever. But wasn't he the interim champion?
Yeah, he was stripped because he refused to take a fight to get his deviated septum surgery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. But Usman Covington is the fight to make here. That's where the beef is at. Because Usman versus Gamebred, there's no beef yet. I mean, I'm sure if they signed that fight, there would eventually be beef, but there's no beef yet.
Oh yeah.
So there's not really a whole lot of steam behind that fight. Covington is your former interim champion. He didn't lose the belt; it was taken from him. Okay, so I don't know. What he did to Robbie Lawler, that should get you a fucking title shot.
Mm-hmm.
With a streak attached, he's got the resume. 808, my bad. Just do it. Just Nike that shit. Just do it, okay? Now let's talk about some performance bonuses. Who do we have?
All right. I'm not gonna say his last name, but Nazrat, Matt Schnell,
Okay.
Antonina Shevchenko, and Lucy Pudilova each came away with $50,000 extra dollars in their pockets.
$50,000 in their pockets.
Yes.
Okay, so that means Pudilova Shevchenko was your fight of the night.
Yes.
Okay. No bonus to Miller, huh?
Yeah, I was reading on that, and yeah, I guess everyone thought he was going to get one, but that's a big no.
Now, Pudilova and Shevchenko, that was a good fight, but Robbie Lawler versus Covington, that was better.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more one-sided, don't get me wrong. I mean, you kind of want the fight of the night to be back and forth, but that was my favorite fight of the whole card, was Covington versus Robbie. Now, again, I'm not the biggest Covington fan, but I am a fan of the way the guy fights. I'm a fan of his MMA career, with none of the bullshit, none of the shit-talking and the MAGA and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not really into the character, but the credentials as far as like his record, and he takes tough fights, man. He's fought Damian Maia. He didn't shy away from that when he fought Robbie Lawler. And look, he didn't have to fucking fight Robbie Lawler. Okay? Robbie's coming off of a loss. He's coming off of an interim title win. You don't that's taking a step backwards. That's number 2 versus number 11.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's a weird kind of matchup, I guess.
yeah. So what do we got next week, man? Let's go ahead and call this one a fucking night. We've already been on. We said we were going to only be on for an hour. So, y'all got lucky. We went some OT.
There's a lot of good stuff. So, August 6th, which is Tuesday.
Dana White's Contender
Series.
Is that Harvey Park?
Yes, it is.
Woo! All right. Stoked.
And if you want to listen to our interview that we did with Harvey Park, it is episode 5. You can check that out on our YouTube. You can check it out on Spotify, iTunes, wherever the hell you can listen to a fucking podcast. You just go listen to it. It was an awesome interview. August 8th, we have PFL week 6. This is, I believe, the heavyweights and
the light heavyweights. The light heavyweights.
Yeah, the light heavyweights.
And who's headlining that card?
Kelvin, Mama's boy.
Woo! Dude, we're getting a double dose of HeadKick audio guests fighting this week. So, Kelvin Tiller was a guest of ours on episode.
I'm looking that up right now because now I feel like a big old dick because I did the research on Harvey Park, but
See if I'm right.
Shit.
No?
Oh man,
Am I?
I know it's one of our earlier episodes. I think that was one that I probably didn't fucking name because I'm an idiot.
Well, if you go to the YouTube, isn't it named on the YouTube? I'm thinking.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's this one right here. I don't know if you can see. You can't see my hands, but they're doing this number. I fucking know. I probably look like a fool just holding numbers up with my fingers. But yeah, so Dana White's Contender Series on Tuesday. We got PFL on Thursday. There's no LFA, but they are doing. I think they're doing another Affliction on Access TV, which is where you watch the LFA. And then on Saturday, is there any Bellator next weekend?
There's no Bellator, but Friday, along with the Affliction, we have Invicta FC 36, Sorensen versus Young.
Oh, yeah! Caitlin Young, right?
Yes.
I remembered her name this time. Check me out. She's fighting Pam Sorensen for the vacant featherweight title.
Yes. And then next Saturday, we have UFC on ESPN Plus. That is Sister Sevchenko versus Liz Carmouche Part 2.
That's right. They fought on the regional scene in like 2010 in like Oklahoma or some shit like that. And Liz Carmouche ended up getting the win there. I think your screen froze over here. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It said I went offline for a second, but I should be back.
Okay.
And I did find that episode. We also interviewed Kelvin Tiller, PFL heavyweight. You can listen to that interview on episode 4.
Oh, I was only 4 off. Dickhead.
Of our HeadKick podcast. You can check that out on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. I already told you this, Phil. You can just go check it out wherever the fuck you want to listen to it.
Yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll pull the interviews out and I can just fucking repost them so that they don't have to go listen to all that jargon from back in the day. So we can also do that. So
whatever works.
I don't know, but that's a lot of work. And it's fucking late, you know. I think we're gonna fucking call it a night, bro.
Well, hopefully we don't have to redo it with all your yawning, man. You act like you're tired or something. It's only 3:18 in the morning.
Only? Man. Yeah, well, I gotta be up at like 6 o'clock in the morning or some shit like that. I gotta go help my wife take the dogs to go get their asses squeezed.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of not fun whatsoever.
It sounds like a pain in the ass. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we did the damn thing. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. I really wish I could figure out why that would go on. I really wish I could figure that out. But until next time...